can't control anything anymore. And it's so funny. It's so funny. I told you this was going to happen. I told you it was going to backfire. I was trying to tell everybody, like, Elon Musk isn't even an astronaut. Like, what do you mean? Because he has, like, talented people working for him, but you know how it is with narcs. They get jealous of their talent and then they push their talent out the door. It happens all the time. And especially with Elon Musk, because he always wanted to be an astronaut, right? A space guy, and he didn't study for that. He didn't do anything for that. And his employees did, and he was jealous of that as well. So that's how SpaceX fell apart, guys. They don't have the technology. Listen, this was a pipe dream from second one, and I'll tell you why. We don't have the material, the raw material here on Earth to build a spaceship, to break the firmament, to get out of here. We don't. We don't have it. And that should have been the first thing somebody asked. What are we building this out of? Like something, anything. But you guys didn't think about that. And somebody should have, right? That's why you need like compliance people that ensure that every component is, working, right? Because now there's no way out. You can't build a spaceship that's gonna allow you to get off of the planet. You don't have the materials to do that. It will burn up in the sun, as soon as it leaves the atmosphere. If it was able to get out of the atmosphere, it would burn up. Especially with the sun like it is now. So it would just incinerate. So that's why you're not leaving the planet. You can't. It would be foolish to try to jump on a rocket. I wanted to see it, but I know you're too scared because you can't leave. They were told they're not allowed because they have been in communication with extraterrestrials who have been telling them that they must cease what they are doing to the planet, to the people, blah, blah, blah. And guess what? They were like, we're not doing that. We don't have to do anything you say. And they've been in, like, issues with, like, the Galactic Federation. And the Galactic Federation is peaceful, totally peaceful, sent by God. And they've been dealing with them for years. And now they're, like, just ignoring everything the Galactic Federation says, including they're not allowed to torture me anymore. They have to let me talk to Brett. They have to return Emmy and my cats. They have to. Or it's a loss. Like, there's no question. Like, they have to do that. That's the least they're gonna do, right? And I don't want to hear anything from America or anybody that sat back and watched all of this go down and watched me scream for 3 years that this was going to lead to an extinction event and they were killing everybody. I did everything I could, and the corruption, it just got too deep, it got too thick to where we couldn't have common sense anymore. We still don't, clearly. I'm still sitting here. But no, really, we just lost common sense, because you would think common sense would tell you, like, there's just so many things that should have been common sense, If you make the sun too hot and start setting off volcanoes for fun, right, just to see what'll happen, just because you have that kind of money and you're allowed to play with the planet like that on that level, just to, like, literally, do dumb shit. Weather machines, all night, right? They go crazy. They just go nuts. It's a Hollywood movie set to them, nothing more. If they destroy your city, oh well, like, there's other cities. Like, they don't care, right? This is just, they sit back and they watch all of this on, like, televisions, on, like, big screens, and they laugh, like, when people get killed and stuff. And I will say, sometimes it's funny. Because people do the dumbest shit. The dumbest shit. like coming towards me with some sort of negative energy. That's a dumb move. That's a great way to get your ass like fucked up. And they know that. And they fail to tell everybody. People have been zippity zappered by aliens. Because that's how bad this got between myself and the US government. Right? That is how bad the abuse has been. That God Himself sent fucking intergalactics, aliens, right, to have my back. Because nobody on the planet does. And why? Because I speak of the Lord, because I tell you that you have to follow His 10 commandments, His 10 simple rules, right? Which doesn't say you can't smoke weed, it doesn't say you can't drink, it doesn't say you can't gamble, it doesn't say you can't have sex, it doesn't even say you can't be gay. God is so fucking cool, right? God is chill as fuck. Chill as fuck. All God asked was that you just don't be an asshole. Don't lie, don't steal, don't cheat, you know? Just don't be an asshole. Listen, if you need to go have sex with a million women, right? Divorce your wife and go do that. You know? It's that kind of energy. So, yeah, guys, they're in trouble. They're in trouble. Yeah, they gotta surrender. I saw yesterday in the sky, like, surrender, Dorothy. You know? I was like, that's why I was posting all that shit. Like, I will not concede. I will not back down. I'm here for the children, the victims of the Epstein ring, who are still being tortured in this fucking trafficking ring, which is nonsense. It's nonsense, right? They're abusing the children like it's just something to do, you know? Like that's just a little, that's just nothing, you know? Bitch, that is highly illegal, bitch. And if it gets to a point where not one police officer will help them, you know what's up. God Himself is coming in like pow, 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 right? Because you're coming for innocent children. Building a whole empire on the blood of innocent children. And that's going to be okay with the Lord? Becky, 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 there is a God. There is a God, and that God hates you. That God wants to see you dissected. Yeah, God Almighty wants to see you taken off to the fucking Alpo factory, right? Shaved, sanitized, yeah, dissected bit by bit, made into fucking dog food, bit by bit, you know? That's what God Almighty wants to see. All right, so what do you think is gonna happen? I think a lot of people here are overdue for karma. You know what I mean? They've been getting away with everything for years. You know? And eventually, your lifestyle catches up to you. You know what I mean? So that's where we're at, right? I know about your lifestyle. I know all about how you built this city and what you're doing in your hotels. Right? I see you. I see you. Vegas. Right? And I don't know who, right, the fuck you think you are. Right? But, baby, this is America. We stand up for the kids in America, right? And so I might be the only American, right, that can actually do something left. Everybody everybody else in America can't, because they can't do nothing about it. All they can do is just sit here and wait. Wait for the water to go out, the electricity. Wait for the military to show up. Start hauling them off in the dog trucks, taking them off to be processed. But if you let that shit happen to me and my kid, then guess what? It happens to you and yours. Because y'all been laughing at me. And my situation, my daughter being missing and stuff, that's not a joke. Right? I don't take that lightly. Like, my daughter got kidnapped. Right? I'm not backing down, bitch. I told my baby girl I was getting her out of this trafficking. Oh, I said that the minute she was born. I said, baby girl, we're born into some fucked up shit, but don't worry, I'm gonna get you out of this. I said that exactly that. And I keep my promises to my kids. Right? I'm not that kind of mom that says I'm gonna be somewhere and not show up. You know what I mean? So, anyway, these assholes are gonna pay, right? And I don't care how they pay, right? But I can tell you that they're gonna pay, right? And it's gonna be the whole bloodline on y'all's end, I'm not playing with you. I'm not. Right? It's just one of those things where, I just got a hunkering in my heart. Like, I got a feeling that, I don't know, y'all might have just had y'all's last holiday of July. Because I had to really sit back and witness that shit. America's 250th celebrating what? Liberty and justice for all. Freedom to be pedophiles. Freedom to rape people. Freedom to lie. Freedom to steal, right? That's what your freedom's all about. It's not about freedom for people like me and my daughter. It's all a lie. But those decisions to go ahead and undermine my freedom and the freedom of my daughter, that actually proved out to be fatal, didn't it? Bitch, how are you getting out of this one? Listen, let's do the Jeopardy music. The short version? Na 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 boom boom. Yeah, nobody's gonna be able to tell me how they're getting out of this one. Nope. Because you don't have that answer. Explore your options. All of them. You'll see that you don't have any. So don't think that you're going to be getting out of here or swapping places with me. God knows exactly who I am. I'm that bitch that won't shut the fuck up about the kids. I'm not going to shut up. I'm not going to sit back and just be like, oh, that's fine. You chose to do whatever you want to, these children. Bitch, are you serious right now? A cholo? A pedophile? No, I need your head in a fucking jar. Coming out here attacking American children on U.S. soil like that? Who told you you could do that? Your buddy? Yet again, it's a lie. The devil is a liar. That's not allowed. It's never going to be allowed. But here's the catch. This is horrifying to me. Your food supplies to take with human meat in America. That is an automatic. And I'm telling you, I was screaming back when they were doing one truckload full of babies at a time. Now it's full-on operation to the point where they've got the meat in Burger King. Like they had to, like the restaurant owners in Savannah, they had to drive to North Carolina to source this human meat for their restaurant, right? It wasn't like you could order it on Cisco Foods yet. That is when I started blowing the whistle. When I saw them experimenting using human toes as chicken wings, I said, I gotta say something about that. That's not good. And now it's everything. It's so bad. You know, it's a full-on cannibal. And it's like horrified by this. Everybody else is just fine with it, you know. It's like, oh my god, you're crazy. Like you actually eat people and just be fine with it. It makes me like, But if you say something now, right, there goes your whole food supply. People will definitely starve to death. A lot of people. There's no way to grow food. Right now, the sun's too hot. It's baking. You can't grow nothing in this shit. But also, so like crazy. They drop so many diseases on like the live or the wildlife and the livestock and the birds and all this stuff that it's gonna start killing them off. The birds, it's a magnetic pole shift. I keep seeing dead pigeons everywhere I go. It's so sad. I'm like, no, baby, I love the pigeons so much. And I wonder if they're not dropping dead from the magnetic pole shift affecting their gravitational, you know, they have a thing in their brain. I don't know. I haven't looked up what kind of omen it is, but I saw a big black crow dead as well. And I was like, oh. It was so big. His beak was like this big, you know? Big bird, like 15, 20 pounds, you know? And I knew, I said, oh, Jesus, that's the death raven. That's the death raven, you know? That's a double death. So what can you do, you know? Can you whistleblow about what is happening, you know, genocide-wise? Or like the water? Or like, you know, what kind of problems that will cause? You know, can you? Or are they going to be like, Nazi Gestapo? You know? Nazi Gestapo, shut you down. You know, and here I am just trying to like bring people's attention to stuff, you know, like this is serious, man. I think a little bit. I'm not gonna waste food. Pressure right now. But once it kind of comes to light, that I'm telling the truth about that. I told you, America is a real life horror movie. The whole country. It's so insane. And if you try to bring up any sort of like adherence to the law, compliance with regulations, they get fucking irate. They want your head on a platter just for telling them like this is against the law. Because in their mind, there is no law. They want laws. And so now we're at this point, genocide. And they can't say anything or do anything about it because they have sworn loyalty to the cult and not to God. So it's really just getting wild over here, guys, in America. I am really over it, I'm tired of being around cannibals. I'm tired of being around Nazis, people who are very vicious, to children. I pick up on all that stuff, and it's just like, people have done the worst things, around here. Like, nobody has a conscience. Nobody has morals. Nobody. Nobody. I'm so freaked out. It's just America, it's really horrifying. As a normal human, law-abiding citizen, it's a very disgusting place to be. And the only one that isn't a criminal everywhere you go. I can't believe this happened. I just can't believe it. But yeah, it's overall now. And anybody can do anything they want as long as they're part of the cult. So they're taking each other out. It's end of the world shenanigans, that's what they call it. And I'm over here like, what are you doing? Murder is illegal, but nobody cares. They're just doing whatever, Okay. That's fun. But it's really kind of a dumb idea to do something like that because, it's like you might end up in a situation where, like, you need laws to protect you, and then you don't have them. It's every man for himself. That is the little, end of the world shenanigans that they conjured up, and that's what it is. And I am not one, I don't know, I'm not friends with anybody, right? Everybody hates me, everybody wants me dead, because they think that me being here signifies their end, and it's like, well, it's the end of your pedophile ring, it's the end of profiting off of the blood of children, right? And yes, you are going to be met with God's wrath for doing such a thing. There is a punishment. It is that your life is cut short. You die early. No second chances. And you're going to hell. Hell is real. Why? Because you did this to children. That meant you're going to hell. So, somebody put it pretty good the other day in one of the live streams. And they said that this was your heaven. This lifetime was your heaven. Like, this was the best because you had all these restaurants and conveniences and, everything just catered. America's like a slave. It's like you don't have to lift a finger if you have money, like It's just like, you get what I'm saying. You have Uber Eats, you can bring anything you want to eat, groceries, you don't have to leave the house to go to the grocery store. I could literally probably on Uber Eats, the Walmart delivery app, you don't have to leave. You know? So I think a lot of people kind of got complacent, right? And thought, oh, well, this is heaven. And thought that, again, I guess in their version of heaven, which this is also a big thing for Christianity because they are pedophiles. It's like, so in your heaven, you're allowed to rape children and get away with it. How disgusting. But people that rape children do not go to heaven. I just want to make that clear. Right? We don't prey upon innocent children and then get somehow a free pass or a Hail Mary or anything like that. No. Especially after what you've done to me and my kid. No. Right? There's no way I can help you. I can't pray for you. God will slap the door in your face. So what am I supposed to do? You know? Well, since nobody's helping me, I'm manifesting a way out. I told that bitch she came from the wrong way. Isn't that funny? But yeah, you don't come from me, bitch, because I will have volcanoes blowing up behind your fucking house. That's how it's going down. Right? I'm not playing with you. Right? I'm here for these fucking children. Right? Where's my fucking kid? Right? You're gonna stop playing games with me. Right? And I need my kid returned so we can leave the country. And my friend Brett and Britney Spears. Oh shit, I'm back. I was gonna start a new one, but I was allowed to resume this one. Yeah, anyway, they're just going toe to toe with God. It's like a standoff with the Lord himself. And what is the argument here? What are they gonna do? They're gonna experience the wrath of God. That's what. Because you don't do this to children, America. I don't know what you were thinking, right? I don't know why you thought this was a good idea. I don't know how selfish you could be, right? It is like peak narcissism. The whole country. They're all narcs. It's so disgusting. And narcs hate their kids. Everybody knows that. So, this is what it is now. You know? And I feel so bad for the kids. You know, it's like nobody's looking out for them. Nobody's standing up for them. Nobody's anything. Like, they're not even, you can't even say that this is wrong. Right? They'll try to kill you for saying that shit. In the United States. In the United States. The whole fucking country's pedophiles. The whole fucking country. And they think somehow they are going to escape the wrath of God. I don't think that's going to happen. That's my psychic prediction. No. And so what they're thinking is that they can keep me and Brittany and Brett and Emmy as human shields. And that God's wrath will not pour out on Babylon as long as they hold us hostage here, because we have an umbrella of protection where it protects us from, you know, you see them not sleeping in hurricanes and monsoons, right? And even though this is not my typical umbrella weather, my umbrella weather is beautiful spring weather, but this is beautiful spring weather compared to what these assholes are about to be sitting in with no electricity. You're gonna broil in this hot fucking sun with no water, no electricity, and no way to get any. You know what I mean? So that's setback number one, right? But I'm bitch, whose fault is it? Elon Musk, right? Because he built the AI data centers that sucked up all your water, bitch. This is what happens when you worship money instead of God. You get deceived, get tricked, conned, and duped. That's why I was calling Elon out last night. I was like, bitch, these mob bosses are gonna fuck your ass up. You know? Because he shut down their casinos. But they worship Elon Musk, the god of money. I swear. So they're willing to go down with the ship, you know? And I don't know what that's gonna look like because it's really ugly when your whole community gets sold as dog food. And this is happening like all over the country. It's real bad. And so then what can you do? That's bad, right? But most of you, I think, are gonna fry, you know, in this hot sun. It'll just be like they'll come collect your corpses, bring out your corpses. I don't know. All I know is that in the end, Vegas burns. Every building collapses and Vegas burns. So I guess it's the big earthquake that's about to happen. So I don't know how this is all gonna go down, but like I said, that's why I was praying for that big earthquake to happen, because I'm like, that would be a better death, instant, you know, than the alternative. It's not gonna be pretty. But like you said the other night, what was it? Oh, everybody dies. We all gotta die sometime, right? I guess so. So yeah, folks, you're at the end of your life. One way or another. You know, and I'm not here to tell you to repent. I would never say something like that to you guys, because I know you're 10 toes down with God right now. You know, just standing there like, you know, with your imaginary beef with God, like God did something to you, for you to be mad at God. For God is the creator of all of this, right? So that was his water. That was his electricity, right? That was his casinos. You know? So, no, really. You have absolutely no appreciation. All that food, God invented every bit of it, right? And, you know, blessed you so abundantly with it. And yet you choose to eat little children for fun because you like the taste. America, it's gluttony, you know, but it's beyond gluttony. It's deranged, you know, deranged. That's not normal, guys. We don't eat people. We don't eat children. That's like, and you were not in any sort of famine. Again, you can probably find a lot of cannibalism when there was seriously no food in, you know, the history of mankind and different civilizations, I'm sure, right? But for you guys, you had every food under the fucking sun available at your fingertips, at your doorstep in 20 minutes. And you're over here eating fucking kids. You know what I'm saying, America? It's the gluttony. Gluttony is a deadly sin. But I keep seeing y'all starting to volume shut down. Last night, I was sleeping, and that was the first thing out of my mouth this morning. The cracks in the food supply are starting to show. And they have been starting to show for over a year. Like I said, it's been really bad. They're just running out of dumb things. You know, tomatoes, oranges, stupid stuff like that. But, you know, a lot of major cities have pulled it together. And, I mean, you're out of food, guys. You're out of food. They owe the cartel so much money. And that's who provides, like, your produce and all that stuff from Mexico. And they're dead, like, bad. And that's why when I was saying last night, I'm like, yeah, they owe the cartel a lot of money. Oh, they know. They have so many debts. That's why the title of the live is "You're in Big Trouble." Because now the whole town is in big trouble. And I didn't cause any of this. I just blew the whistle on it because I'm not going to be the one sitting here when this shit pops off. You feel me? That's not my job. That's not my job. I'm not going to be here to guide them, help them, babysit them, tell them, oh, I told you so. They'll find out. They'll find out that I wasn't playing about anything. Right? The hard way. The hard way. So, you're going to let me go. I'm not your human shield. I'm not protecting you from the wrath of God. I'm not keeping your water running. I'm not keeping your lights on, bitch. No. For what? So y'all gonna have me sleeping out here on these streets, getting bit up by the fucking mosquitoes every night in this fucking heat, walking around all day like a dumbass, can't get a job? Nah, bitch. No thank you. I reject your welcome, Vegas. I reject it. I rebuke it. I rebuke it. Right, y'all are some dirty ass fucking snakes over here. Y'all dirty. Right? Snakes. Snickety snakes. Everybody worshiping Satan. It's just crazy. But what do you expect from Sin City? You know, they all sold their soul to the devil. They're all addicts. The whole city's built on the blood of children. Like, for real. And, there is a price to pay for that. You lose everything, guys. And then you die. You know, God will extinct your whole population. Just like that. Because these are like miracles of the desert, right? Where you have all this in the middle of the desert, you know, running water, electricity, all these big things, you know, restaurants. I mean, this supply chain must be a bitch out here. I don't know. Because they're far out, you know, they're in the desert. And so you have to go through like Death Valley and shit to get here. You know what I mean? So like, I don't think they really appreciated that, you know. And again, just to be in that position and not even bother to keep an eye on what was keeping you running. It's like there's no appreciation for anything, right? It's just party, 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 drugs, 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 prostitutes, 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 gamble, 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 drink, drink, drink. That's it. That's the Vegas lifestyle. And then when you run out of money because you gambled it all away, you know, you start selling kids. I just, you know, I hate that this happened. But it took so many people making very bad decisions. It wasn't just one. Anybody that should have been a failsafe wasn't. You know, everybody's a snake. Everybody was looking out for their own interests. And this is how it results, you know? And so there's that, right? I don't know, guys. It's a death sentence. What am I supposed to say? That it's gonna be okay. No, no, you're at a point, Vegas, where listen, you know, we can't play Noah's Ark all day, right? But you're at a point where, you know, and you can do this research on your own. Don't take my word. Look it up. See what's going on with Lake Mead. And then once you look at that, ask yourself the question, do I trust the government to protect my life? Because if you say yes, you're deluded. You're deranged. So you're at a point where it's like you gotta abandon ship. Pack a U-Haul. Find a new place to go, I guess. But good luck. Like I said, I would not head west. That's really not where you want to be. You feel me? So you go east, but you're gonna run into all kinds of problems. Just look it up. Or head to the south, but they're getting their ass fucking handed to them with hurricane after hurricane after hurricane. Cause fuck those motherfuckers. I'm sick of this shit, yo. I'm sick of this shit, yo. You know what I'm saying? Fuck this whole country, bitch. If I say fuck this country and I fucking say fuck you, America, I can't believe y'all did this shit, bro. Selling these kids like a commodity. Right? And then you're gonna come out here and be mad at me for saying something about it? Bitch, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. I don't give a fuck what you think about me. Bitch, I'm standing up for children. And that one of y'all hoes could have my back on that. And I was standing up for your kids too, but you hate your kids. See, I love my baby. I love her so much that I put my life on the line for her. I said, man, they're gonna fucking kill me. Yo. And I stood up and I spoke the fuck out. Right? And I never stopped speaking out. And I'm not gonna stop speaking out for her or any of the other kids. This is bullshit. But again, it just after a life of being sexually abused, now the kids gotta dehydrate. It's just a crazy thought, isn't it? They're gonna eat these kids. You know. Listen, if you're planning on sticking around, ride it out. Hey, you're brave. Right? It's too bad you couldn't have shown any courage for the kids or for your country or for your, you know, and your economy, you know. But you will definitely stay on 10 toes with Chime. You know, it's crazy. It just got too corrupt, you know? The world got too corrupt. It was like the corruption had reached the heavens, right? God himself got wind of this shit. He was like, oh, it's more depraved than you can even imagine. And they're just doing this. Like, this is just something to do. No, God will kill you. You know? Like, why didn't you think that? He will strike you down with his mighty hand, you know? Anyway, y'all are gonna have some problems. But Listen, hear me out. That problem existed long before I got here, right? I just called attention to it and to what is on the table, right? So that people know, oh, well, maybe she's right. Maybe I should think about evacuating, because you gotta think, there's no safe place. But is that how you want to die? You kind of gotta pick. Would you drown? Would you rather blow up in a volcano because Yellowstone's popping? You can head up north. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you do want the condo on the Cascadia. Right? You're looking for something instant. Think about that. Because as someone who has to sit out here, and luckily, I'm able to, figure out what to do most of the time because I have access to air-conditioned facilities, right? In which they're trying to revoke that by making sure I can't make any fucking money, so I can't even sit in Starbucks. Can't even take the bus to Panera. It's 2 miles down the road. I walked this morning. That's what they want. And I think that's fucked up. Like there's such snakes here. I'm like, bitch, I'm just trying to tell you that you got sold as dog food. Yeah, you're throwing me 18 shades of hate. Would you rather know or not know? You're welcome for the heads up. But for some reason, these bitches think they're special. Just like all the other bitches thought they were special. It's dog food time. So yeah, guys. Just think about that, Do you want to be stuck in the desert? And have that be your entree into hell? Or volcano, earthquake, floods and hurricane, more earthquakes, sinking cities, take your pick. Sinkholes, that's pretty instantaneous. The whole central part of Florida is going to collapse. The whole central part. Pinellas County is not going to exist. It's going to be sucked under the sea. Under the sea. Yeah. And the whole central Florida, Tampa, also going with it. That whole slice. Did you? In fact, the sinkhole is going to start right on Disney property. Something's going to collapse. It's going to collapse. You know why? Because I always wanted to see that golf ball bouncing across I-4. Haven't you guys? I know you have. So anyway, I'm going to give you that present. You're going to see that golf ball. Doink, 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 boom, all the way into the Atlantic Ocean. I can imagine. It's going to fucking take out, I'm just joking. I don't know how far it's going to make it, but it's going to bounce across I-4. 4. You know what I'm saying? And inside of it, it will contain a ride full of pedos and weirdos and bots and Disney adults and guys and fucking deranged lunatics who decided it would be great to go patronize a business whose name appeared in the Epstein files release multiple times with heinous evidence being released against the Walt Disney Corporation about what they're doing to children. Cruise ship stops at Pedo Island on a Disney cruise. Entire Disney cruises dedicated to raping children. And yet they want to go patronize that business. Bitch, you're going to be bouncing right along with it, right? Doing a doing a doing a doing a doing. You know, it's just like that. It's just like that. Anytime I mention it in the comments under like a YouTube video, people get irate with me as well. These Disney nuts. I'm like, bitch, first of all, get your fucking ass out of my house. That's my property. Mm. Secondly, you're psychotic. They just, everything that is good, they turn it into really bad. And everything that was meant for like kids or like the world or like the betterment of humanity, they destroyed, you know, or tried to. They suppressed, they hid it, and they just went crazy, you know. It's so disgusting. And then these people just gloss right over that and act like that's not real, you know, or that doesn't pertain to me, or whatever these Beckys fucking think. And then Becky gets her ass on the TikTok, right? And starts saying, oh, Becky works at Disney. Oh, Disney's so slow. Nobody from Brazil is coming over. Nobody from Mexico is coming over. Like, bitch, they don't want to get eaten. You think the word didn't get out that you guys are fucking cannibals? Of course they know. It's been all over global internet, guys. It was in the Epstein files as well. You know? Anyway, that's what I mean. It's like, this shit has to go. All of it. So if you're going to Florida, here's your options, okay? If you go to like Miami, South Florida, right? Because you know it's going to be cut in half. That's going to be completely cut off from electricity, running water, and obviously supplies, because when the sinkhole, it's going to cause a massive supply issue in Florida, you know? So and rescue, nobody's going to be able to get to you. You feel me? So all these coke addicts in Miami, you know, these freaking nutballs, okay? You know how Miami people are, insane. So they're all going to be stuck down there if they survive, right? No food, no water, no electricity, no drugs, because nobody can get over there. You know what I'm saying? Nobody cares. Nobody cares, you know? And so I feel like it's going to go like bonkers. And that's happening. That's coming. Like I said, Florida keeps getting hit with earthquakes. And they have a limestone erosion problem. They have aquifers empty. And they already have a massive sinkhole problem that they're not telling anybody about. So, yeah. I might think about maybe avoiding Florida altogether, you know? Just my recommendation. Oh, yeah, you're going to want to avoid the whole East Coast because the hurricanes coming off the Atlantic are going to be horrific. And the erosion, don't go anywhere waterfront because it's all falling into the ocean. It's all eroding away. Where could you go, guys? I'm trying to figure this out for you. Now, there's a fault that runs right through middle America, and it's been shaking. Tennessee, like all the way up the center of the country. And so that's like, what do you think, guys? There's nowhere to go. You know what I mean? And it's global. So it is an extinction event. And I'm not trying to fearmonger. I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings, right? What I'm telling you is that your life has been cut short as punishment for willfully, maliciously, and intentionally harming children. Right? And God is ending the Diddy party because it's gotten out of hand. You know? So you don't have long, guys. And every second that you keep me like this, I just get more and more irate. It's so incredible that they would put me in this position for trying to call this out and stop this from happening. They were so hell-bent, I guess, that they were going to outer space. Because otherwise, why would you, you know? But they did. And it's not fixable. So there's no way out, right? You were waiting for your savior, right? But by the time I got to Sin City, it was already established that Sin City was, not savable. Yes, for real. For real. So, like I said, I know you went ahead and went 10 toes down with God. That was cute. That was a real cute thing to do. But that's a game that you probably shouldn't have played. And I think your buddy, whoever told you that was going to be okay, wasn't telling you the truth. I think they were trying to get you slipped into the pits of hell, because that's where they were going already. And so it's like, now it's too late. I don't think I don't know. I'm not God, right? But I do familiarize myself with God's prophecy. The real prophecy. Which he left as a gift from the prophets, right? He sent the prophets. And that information was to be used, for you to make the best decisions. But you didn't. You didn't. You didn't use that information to make good decisions. You used that information to try to create a false narrative, to weaponize it, and steal it, pretend that it's yours, so that you can manipulate it the way that you want to, such as like one of the dumbest things, replacing me with some sort of clone. It doesn't work. It's like they think God will be duped into thinking that Erica Kirk is me. There's a stark difference, right? And not just Erica Kirk, but that is what they believe, that God will be tricked. I'm like, Erica Kirk isn't unkillable like me. You just make clone after clone after clone after clone after clone. You know what I mean? So it's like they've deluded themselves into thinking that they have obtained some sort of eternal life privileges. They have not. They have not. And nor will they be granted. I swear there was a shootout. Last night, I think it was. What the fuck? Y'all hear that shit? At some Walmart. Then I don't know. It's just been something else around here, It's Vegas. It's already a wild, wild west. Shootouts and shit, Imagine how it's gonna be when the lights go out. Really bad. So anyway, there's nothing I can tell you guys to do. What can I tell you to do? Prepare to be with Satan. There's nothing left to tell you, right? Just what's coming, what's going on, right? And you can use that, or you can use it against me. You can get mad at me for giving you a heads up about what is going on, right? You could take it out on me like it's my fault that I'm in this position, right? You could hate my guts because I follow God's commandments, right? Whatever it is. But you can't say that I'm wrong. I'm not wrong. Everything I said is the fucking truth. It's just the truth you don't want to hear. But that's not my problem. You know what I mean? I'm not, you know, Jesus ain't returning to bring peace, but a sword, bad news. You cut off, bitch. You're cut off. All your shit's cut off. Your electricity, your water, your food, cut off. Right? Why? It's blessings from God. And God sees how you treat blessings from God. And he said, you know what? They don't deserve any blessings from God. So that's what's happening. You know? And again, it was preventable, but somebody would have had to uphold the Constitution with me. And they didn't. You know? So now, it's too late. It's not like America's gonna have a big comeback and be like, yes, we finally, somebody asked me that the other day in the comments. Do you think that this could be turned around? I said, no. No, I don't. Where are you gonna get more water? But that, no. No. They took it too far. Playing games with me. You understand? This is played the fuck out. It's played the fuck out, bitch. Right? The people had a right to know. Right? And, you know my feelings on it now. I don't give a fuck. Right? I give these people the same energy they give me. So, you know, I guess a surprise, a pop surprise is deserved. It just kills me to see these kids. That's the only reason I even say anything about it. Because I see these kids, like shit. You know, these poor kids, man. It's gonna really suck. I have a little girl. And so, like, to imagine her baking, no water, no food, that to me is a nightmare, right? That's beyond horrific. And so, you know, I just try to encourage people to think about that. But they don't. They care about their property values. So, you know, just keep playing this matrix, you know, and where it's Lucifer's la la land and everything is always fine in Lucifer's la la land. You can keep up the delusion, the derangement, as long as Lake Mead allows. And like I said, by the looks of it, that's not much love. I know Vegas. So I'm here with bad news. It's not what you want to hear. It is the truth, right? But it gives you a heads up. It's just like Noah's Ark, you know. You have a heads up. Think about what to do next. But like I said, you know, they should have shut down like Disneyland and stuff because you know they're bringing kids, charging people all this money to bring kids to a very like hot spot earthquake about to fucking blow up zone, you know. And they don't want to lose the business, you know. But it's the same in California or Nevada. It's the same thing, you know, with the earthquakes. They're sitting there going, ooh, you know, with their thumb up their ass, arguing with me about pointing out that this is a huge problem and that there are also nuclear bombs stored, right? And this is supposed to be a mega quake. Like, of course those nukes are gonna go off, right? And so for me to say that in the comments, people get so irate at me because they want to sit in their little $2 million cardboard shack, right? And just pretend like everything's fine. Because it's Lucifer's La La Land and everything's always fine in Lucifer's La La Land. Isn't that concerning? I don't know. It's a lot of gunfire here. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, it's, you know, it makes me wonder, like, are they going to take out the politicians? I don't know. Because who's responsible, you know, for all this? Politicians, elected officials, judges, you know, all the people that were supposed to be making sure the community was safe and that sold out the whole community. You know, that's probably not going to be good. You know, I would think that's probably not going to be super good. But again, that's just common sense, right? That's not like me threatening anybody. I'm just saying, you know, typically, I mean, we've never seen this type of scenario before. You know, this is God's wrath, right? And so, I don't know. Y'all just pray that the big one happens and that you get squished like a pancake and become food for the rats and roaches, because that would be better, right? And that's your options right now. It is. And that's not what you want to hear. But I did not do this to you. You did this to yourselves with your corruption, right? And you got to take accountability for the fact that you didn't want laws, you didn't want regulations, right? And there goes all your water. Bye. When you think about it, you know, it's like, oh my God, lawless was not a good idea. But here we are in the wild, wild west, right? Lawless. It's bonkers. But yeah, like I said, they're due for a nice hot cup of God's wrath poured right on top of their heads, you know, because they have pissed off God. They have pissed off God. Yeah, like this is a fucking joke. So, it's in the Lord's hands for Sin City, you know, but it's just not looking good. Any way you slice or dice it, I'm just not feeling good about the outcome. You know, the final chapter of Sin City, which I'm not gonna need to bear witness to, right? I don't like sitting back and watching, you know, human barbacoas and shit. That's not my cup of tea. I'd rather be hanging out with my kid. You know what I'm saying? Playing Roblox, watching YouTube videos, her favorite stuff. Roblox channels, primarily, you know. And, you know, playing with the cats. Just, you know, not this, man. And so I know God's gonna answer my prayers. Right? Because y'all can't keep me here like this. It's not gonna work. Nothing that you do is going to bring back your water supply or make the West Coast stop the earthquakes or make the sun a normal temperature again. No, that damage is done. Right? And so I'm not protecting you from anything. You know? And you're not going to be barbacoing me either. Right? Like, I'm not going to be out here singing Kumbaya with your fucking punk asses. Right? I don't hang out with people that are mean to me. You know? So, I mean, to turn people away from the food pantry, the Christian food pantry, it's just like, yeah, you're getting mega struck, bitch. You're getting mega struck. Oh, God himself's not about to fucking strike you, right? Strike you down. You just don't do stuff like that. You know, it's, you can work out a system, but their system is dumb. They give away a box of, like, a whole box of food to people on the streets walking, and, like, raw meat and stuff. You have to take it all. Like, how stupid, right? And then they just leave it up the park bench because they can't do anything with food they can't cook, you know? It's like, how stupid. You could make separate boxes for people that are unsheltered without the ramen, and although they're grabbing it and they don't need, but they just don't think that way. No, it's too much. It takes too much effort. This is where we're at. And by the way, if you don't have an ID, don't bother. Yes, we're a Christian charity and claim to love God, right? And here we are. Here we are. Gatekeeping free donated food, right? Profiting off of our 501c3, stealing all the good stuff, right? Reselling a bunch of shit that came in for free, right? Making a bag, girl, making a bag, you know, off of that charity that's supposed to be for less fortunate people. And then you punish them, right? You don't have an ID, you don't eat. The Christian church in Vegas. I just want to let you guys know. Right? I just want to let you guys know what the real reality of this is. There's no, they're Christians, but they're Luciferians. You know, these big crosses they're wearing around their necks, thinking that that makes them look righteous or holy, but that's actually a murder weapon. It's a threat to Christ's beings. The Christian church. They hate Christ. Christ in these so much. They're so jealous. And then they all want to make themselves be like the bride of Christ and tell themselves in their delusion that they're the bride of Christ, even the men. And that they're going to be whisked away to the wedding, you know. No, you're not the bride of Christ. It's just so funny. It's not, but they're very wicked. They're very mean-spirited, mean-hearted, cruel. And you can look it up in the Bible if you Google, like, what did God say about being cruel to those less fortunate, right? And I'm sure you'll find a plethora of information about what God said about that. But I try to tell you guys too, it was, you know, the words of Christ, you know, it said, if you go to the city and they will not welcome you, leave that place. And I tell you, you know, it will be worse than Sodom and Gomorrah. And so that's what I do. Right? I don't get welcomed anywhere in the country. Right? I don't get taken seriously as a whistleblower. And now look. Right? Everybody comes for me because I stood up for them when nobody else did. Tried to help them out behind the scenes. Right? Tried to do the right thing. They didn't care. They don't care about that. Everybody just thought they was going to get a bag on my head. You know? And now it's like, bitch, you ain't getting shit. You got to be made into dog food. But that's what you get. That's what you get. You know? But what I'm not going to be doing, like I said, is staying here and keeping America safe or keeping Vegas safe. That's not my job. That's not my problem, right? If you wanted the safety of my umbrella, then you should have treated me well. And perhaps I would be willing to extend that to you. But you didn't, and now I'm not. Right? After everything you guys have done, the last thing on earth I want to do is protect your lives. Right? I'm not doing that. So, I'm going to need to leave the country. You know? Like I said, I've got too many people stalking, too many people plotting to kill me, too many people, rapists, and I'm sick of it, right? But it's not just that, right? In addition, they have to torture me, right? It's to the streets. I'm not allowed to go to the homeless shelter, even though I couldn't even bear to. There's no way. It stunk so bad. Like, it's such an abomination. It was so bad. Anyway, from the outside, you know, like, what the fuck? Anyway, you know, I can't get anybody to uphold the Whistleblower Protection Act, which would grant me protections from law enforcement, right? From these deranged politicians and their minions. But law enforcement, of course, works for the Epstein ring. And so I can't do anything. Right? I'm not allowed to work. I'm not allowed to live under a roof. I'm not allowed to eat. I'm not allowed to have a moment of peace, right? And this is all because I blew the whistle on what they were doing to kill you guys. You know, that's my crime. But as you can see, I don't back down. Right? I go toe to toe with Nazis and pedophiles. I don't play games, right? They play games, but I'm not playing games. So, guys, what do you want me to do? Stay here and keep you safe? And do we really think that God Almighty is going to stand for such a thing? No. I'll tell you the answer, and that is no. Right? You're just going to be raping us as often as you please and just doing whatever the fuck you want and tormenting us, having me sit out, in the hot sun with no fucking money to eat and all this shit. Like, that's funny for you. And I'm supposed to be keeping you safe from the wrath of God. You're out of your mind. Why don't you call Erica Kirk and have her keep you safe from the wrath of God? Right? Since she's better than me. Anyway, no. Nope. I'm gonna be leaving. And if they don't do it voluntarily, what I said, then I'm telling you, you're gonna have an alien invasion. It's literally gonna be like that. They will zippity-doo-dah all of us out of Egypt. You know what I mean? It's biblical. It's prophesied. I am not going down in Babylon the Great. It is prophesied that I will be leaving Babylon the Great. I did not do anything to cause this. I had no part in this, right? My part was trying to stop it from happening. But I couldn't, because you're all too corrupt. You're too wicked, right? You're too evil. What is wrong with you? You're lawless, right? Nobody's gonna stand on the law. Nobody gives a damn about your lives, your children, your businesses. Nobody, huh? But you're just so sucked into that deal with the devil, all you can do is bend over and take it like a bitch. Isn't that wild? Y'all want to act so tough, you and your gang. But literally, all you can do is sit there and bend over and take it like a bitch. I didn't forfeit my freedom of speech. Right? I never betrayed the Constitution. So it still stands for me, bitch. Right? I didn't forfeit that. So anyway, I'm going to be getting out of this trafficking ring. Once and for all. You're going to stop stalking me. Right? And you're going to deal with the problems that you guys have caused for yourselves. For once. You have to grow up sometime. Right? This is grown-up problems. Right? That are going to require grown-ups to fix. There's no fixing. There's no grown-ups. You see what I mean? They got rid of all the responsible adults and just replaced them with fucking party animals, prostitutes. So now, nobody can make a fucking decision, right? I'll tell you what the decision is. It's upholding the law. For once. I'm a whistleblower. Right? I'm a completely innocent person. I didn't deserve any of this shit. None of it. Neither did my kid. I literally put my life. You don't know what I've been through. You can't even fathom what I've been through. Never stopping speaking out. Telling everybody that would listen, medical professionals, law enforcement officers, anybody and everybody that I could, what was going on, what was happening. Right? And you and your little satanic cult, right, that thinks you're so cool. right? Making it look like I have some sort of mental illness so that you can finalize these fucking plans. You did this shit to yourselves, guys, right? It was everything and anything to silence me so that I wouldn't blow the whistle on this. What were you thinking? And that's why when the bot said the other day, oh, we're all gonna die anyway, I was like, really? That's how you feel about your life, huh? That's what's wrong. You know, you're all bitches. You're all bitches. You know, and Jezebel will be fed to the dogs. That's biblical. Right? So, yeah, I'm not protecting you from that either, bitch. Nothing. Right? I'm not asking for any favors for you. Right? I'm not going to pull no fucking strings. There's no strings to pull. I don't talk to anybody. Right? I can't get you out of that. And there's so much more. There's so much more. This is a done deal. This is a full loss. No businesses will be open at all. Right? The whole place is a fucking loss. But that's not my problem. I didn't do that to you. I tried to stop it from happening. Right? And so for you guys to treat me like this, after I went through so much trying to stop this from happening for you, you know, it's just like, it just shows the sheer narcissism of America, the absolute, just, they're ingrates. They're such ingrates. Still plotting to harm me. Why? You got a problem with me? What, that I know about your Choma ring? Well, yeah, I know about it. Right? I'm in it. Right? And so the proper response to that is what? I go into hiding. I get released. And so does my kid. Right? Not, oh, let's make a spectacle of it on the fucking YouTube. Right? For all the world to see. Right? Because, man, America, you expose yourself with your fucking pants down. Y'all know I'm a fucking daily vlogger. I come on here every single fucking day and talk shit. Right? I tell the truth about what's happening in America. So y'all gonna impress the world with your starving homeless people? Like that's funny? It just shows who you really are. It proves my point. Right? Not one is good. Not one is worth saving. Who gives a fuck about these motherfuckers, right? But yet here I am telling you what's up to verify that information for yourself, because the cops aren't telling you about it. Your mayor is not telling you about it. Your governor is silent, right? Everybody's just the news. And that's a hell of a pop surprise. That's a terror attack, don't you think? That's what I was thinking. But the terror squad didn't want to hear it. You know what I mean? So this is where we're at. This is the levels of depravity happening here in the United States. This is where we're at. You know? And it's just unfathomable. You know, you would think that these grown adults would have had just the slightest bit more intelligent or concern for their position, their job, their duties. No, they did not. They took those positions because they were willing to be the most evil. They were willing to sacrifice everybody in this community. And they did. Right? So they're definitely not looking out for your best interest. No judges, no police officers, right? No mayor, no sheriff. No, they're all working for the politicians. You know? And that's crazy that it got to this point. But for them to be sitting back knowing this is a huge problem, because trust and believe, they have meetings about this at City Hall or wherever. They talk about it. They know. And for them to be thinking, I'm better than you, right? And like they're gonna like have the heads up to leave town and you're not, you know, and your kids are just fucked. It's Vegas, right? But yeah, no, that's what's happening. Bitch making $15 an hour, you know, at the courthouse. Just thinks it's funny, right? I don't know, guys. I don't know what the solution is. Because y'all are still building apartments. You're still building all this stuff downtown. You're just acting like this is just not a problem. And to me, that screams mental illness. Delusional. You're still building stuff. What are you building? And for who? Satan himself? Because that's where we're at. You know what I'm saying? It's like Satan's gonna snatch all your properties. Because you owe him. You owe the devil. But that's the least of your worries, honestly. Like I said, you don't want to get caught up in that Alpo truck. That's not a good place to be. But do you really want to lay out here and bake to death either? Because that's going to be your mark of the beast, you know? They said an air-conditioned trip to the Alpo factory. Those dirty scoundrels. Those dirty scoundrels. You know? So... this is what happens when your life is a movie. Life is a movie, you dumb fucks. Life is not a movie. You live on a living, breathing organism, a planet. You need that planet to live, you know? It's just not that hard, folks. But somehow, you don't see that, you know? You don't see the animals, you don't see the trees, you don't see the water supply, which, jeez, oh peas, you know? But yeah, you have your elected officials to thank for that one. And they personally benefited. You know, pockets were lined, positions secured, seat on the spaceship guaranteed. It's so funny. Yeah, there's no spaceship. Not unless God sends a spaceship. There's going to be spaceships, but not like Elon's rockets or Jeff Bezos's rockets. You're not getting on rockets and going to another planet, you imbeciles. You could have done one lick of research on space travel, NASA, limitations, and you would have seen that was never going to be a thing. But they believed it was, so yikes for them, right? No, there's no escaping death, and there's no escaping hell. You're going. You're going. And you're going to go a lot faster the longer you keep me here. Listen, everything I say is true, right? Everything I say comes to pass. You are going to go to hell a lot faster the longer you keep me here. You are infuriating God, right? It's already on fast forward. You already cannot leave, right? The only logical solution is Whistleblower Protection Act. I get to leave the country with my kid and Brett and Brittany, and we get to go into hiding. That's the only solution. But that needs to happen right now, because you just don't have any more fucking time to borrow. You're out of loans. And like I said, what happens here is not my problem. It's a living nightmare. I can't imagine, but this is not my karma. No, no, no. Not as one of the only people that tried to prevent it. This is not going to be my karma. It's not. It's not. As much as you want it to be, as much as you want me to burn in hell, and again, for what? Jealousy. They're so jealous they didn't sell my soul. And I'm the only one. And so they're very mad, right? Because they sold their soul and I didn't. And so it's causing a major problem in the United States. I am not going to be staying here. I cannot help you. I cannot advise you. I cannot assist, because that is enabling the adversary, and I'm not allowed to do that. Right? You're Nazis. You have overthrown the Constitution, which makes you terrorists. I am not allowed, right, nor would I ever conceive of working with, for, or protecting terrorists in my country. Absolutely not. Right? So it's accelerating things because, like that Canadian bitch, that Becky. Yeah. Maybe I have another surprise in store for her tonight. That's what I'm thinking. What about that? I'm gonna drive the bitch crazy. Just because the bitch called me crazy, I'm gonna drive that bitch crazy. For real. Watch. She's gonna unravel on YouTube. Oh, bitch. Stop fucking with me. Stop playing with me, because that's just not a funny game to play. I mean, it is, though. It is funny. But Vegas, playing games with me is really not the right answer, I'm gonna tell you. For a couple of reasons. Like I said, I'm not trying to bring any negativity towards you. You brought this shit on yourselves. I'm not trying to call you. I mean, listen, you're raping kids. I'm calling you out. Okay? And if you don't like that, get out of my country. Get off this planet. somebody had to call out the pedophiles. Somebody had to do it, right? It's me. It's me. You're not going to be allowed to just continue to do this to children and just think, oh, this is fine and God thinks this is okay. Bitch, God, you really think God thinks this is okay? No, it's a death sentence for everybody involved. They're sentenced to death. Everybody involved. Right? And that's just too many people. Right? It's so many people. Y'all created a whole motherfucking army of pedophiles. Bitch, God about to bust up your motherfucking army, ho. Ooh, I just got like a feeling in my chest. You know when your heart drops in your chest and you're like, ooh, like a gut punch. Bitch. I don't know who told you, like, oh, it's gonna be fine to do this and that. No, it's not. Nope, nope, nope. God himself is gonna uphold the penalty for running a child sex trafficking ring or participating in that kind of thing. Bye, Becky. Everybody involved. Death penalty. No questions asked. That is the punishment for harming innocent children. That is also the punishment for terrorism, treason in many cases. It's also going to be the punishment for silencing a whistleblower. That is also a death sentence, death penalty case. So, I mean, we're at just scratching the surface and we're already at five crimes worthy of the death penalty. And that's just the first 30 seconds of what you guys have been up to. Right? And you think, oh, we're going to keep her hostage here and have her burning up in the streets and sleeping on the ground like trash while we continue this fucking Diddy party, bitch. Please tell me you didn't think that. Please tell me you didn't think that. You really thought that, America? That's what was going to be up? Wow. I'm not even allowed in a homeless shelter, but I'm going to be keeping their asses safe. I'm going to be giving back to them, right? I'm going to be having an ounce of sympathy for any of these motherfuckers. Wrong. I closed my umbrella of protection. As soon as I did that shit, everything went fucking bonkers. Because I'm not protecting nobody from nothing, right? I'm going to protect y'all as much as you protected me and my kid. Zip, zilch, zero. Right? It's tit for tat in this new world order. You get what you give, homie. Right? And y'all can't do shit for me, but take, and take some more. You really serious about all this? You're that confident with me going on global internet. And listen, it says I got 0 people watching, bitch. I got 150,000 people watching. I got all kinds of fucking people watching, bitch. Right? You think everybody's just going to be cool with this, on board with this, and this is just going to be funny, and y'all going to show up and show out with me? With me as your little prop? With me as your little puppet? Bitch, you are absolutely mistaken. I don't know who the fuck told you that. Right? Your buddy? Because, motherfucker, that's for sure not what's going to happen. Right? I'm not your prop. I'm not your crutch. I'm not your safety net. I'm not your punching bag. I'm not your scapegoat. Right? I ain't shit to you, bitch, and you ain't shit to me. That's how it is, America. That's how it's going to be. Right? Y'all can't control yourselves? Really? You can't? Okay. Okay. Really? It's like that, America. You feel me? And I'm over here still trying to help people, still trying to give them a heads up, like, hey, the power's gonna go out in the desert. Just telling you now, right? What do you value more? Again, are you gonna be able to extend your time? That's not up to me. That's up to God. I don't know where to tell you to go. I'm trying to help you figure it out. There ain't nowhere to fucking go. right? This is global, it's everywhere, and Babylon is gonna burn, bitch. It's gonna burn because that's what God thinks about building a fucking country off the blood of children, right? Off of the backs of corruption. This whole fucking place is corrupt from the very beginning, right? You might as well have burned that Constitution because it never applied to everyone here. It never applied to all Americans, right? It has never applied to me, you know? Meanwhile, y'all up here propping it up like it's some sort of toy, like it's something to be fucked with. That's the Constitution. But hey, to you guys, it's just nothing, right? It's just a piece of paper. It's just nothing. It just, whatever. We hate the Constitution because you're the fucking Nazis, right? You don't want the laws in my land because you don't want to fucking have a civilized civilization. You want to have this. This is crazy. This is sick. This is dirty. Y'all diseased, right? It's too much going on. It's too much going on. And then you're going to sit out here and prop it up globally that this is just going to be cool, that people are going to just be chill, and nothing bad is going to happen to you. You could just do whatever you want. Like, bitch, maybe they're chill. I'm not chill, right? I'm the opposite of chill, whatever the fuck that is. Because I'm not chill about people hurting kids. I'm not chill about Nazis that have overthrown my country. I'm not chill about y'all trying to think you're going to abolish the Constitution. I'm not chill about, having a lawless society. Right? Those things I don't chill about. Because if you chill about them, everybody winds up dead. Point in case. Point in case. But bottom line is, you had to obey the Constitution to live here. You had to. It was not a suggestion. That's the laws that are there for a reason. Right? And it's so things like this don't happen. All of the things that we're facing now, right, is because you guys decided to go lawless. And I never did that. Right? I never became a criminal. I never broke the laws. I never decided it would be funny to overthrow the laws, right? Or join a terrorist organization or a pedo cult or anything, right? I just minded my own business, obeyed the law. That's it. Raised my kid, played with my cats. And for you guys to come at me like this, for what reason? It's insane. The whole country. Really? And again, I don't give a fuck, right? I'm glad they showed their ass. I'm glad they showed their true colors because I am surely not going to feel bad for them. Right? They're getting everything they deserve. It's just hard for me to sit here and know, like, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. The hourglass is waning on this titty party. And pretty soon the bubble is gonna burst, right? Whether that means the military shows up with the ice trucks, right? That could be. And like I said, you don't have 911 to call. No, nobody. FBI's in on it as well. So there's nobody. I tried. Mexican government, they don't give a fuck. UN, NATO. Yeah. So what else was I supposed to do but let you guys know that this is what's up? right? I can't get help. I tried. There's nothing that can be done, right, except the wrath of God poured out upon this fucking wicked planet. That's the only option, right? It's the only option. It's gotta end. It has to end, and since y'all can't end it, it'll be ended for you. God's not playing with you. Everybody dies. Everybody goes to hell. That's the punishment for all of this. But like I said, y'all getting there as fast as possible. Y'all just expediting it, right? So much by coming for me continually. This isn't my fault. This isn't my problem, right? I didn't do anything to cause this. All I have done is try to warn people. Initially, I was begging people to listen to me, you know, hear me out. This is what's going on. And nobody, even like the Earth channels, nobody was willing to call out the corruption. Nobody. I'm like, man, I got to do it myself. Because, well, it's cost everybody their lives. And that's kind of like a full stop to me. Not like, let's continue these clown show shenanigans, right? The damage is done. They accomplished their goal, which was to kill everyone. And now that cannot be undone. But that is where the corruption has led. And it's just so unfathomable. But that's where we're at. Actual extinction. You know, also that you guys can rape kids. Nice. Cause an extinction event. Literally. But, I know, you know, God's timing is at play, right? And God will get me out of here. I have faith in that. I have faith in God. And so I'm not worried about it, although this is miserable. It's miserable. And, you know, you could think about what you could do it to be, you know, and kind of understand why you're getting this karma. You know what I mean? I didn't do anything. You know, your conflict with me is imaginary beef, competition, competing with me for what? The crown? Bitch, it's not yours. You're not me. Right? When you're chosen by God, you're chosen for a number of qualities. You know, your unwillingness to concede in the face of the devil. Right? Your unwillingness to bow. Lack of fear. You know, facing all of this bullshit. But there's nothing left to face. You did it. You took yourselves out. Nobody had to lift a finger. Nobody had to bomb you. Nobody had to, nothing. You did it to yourselves. You extincted yourselves. You know? And again, whose fault is that? You can't blame shift to me on that. I didn't do that to you. I didn't do any of this to you. You know? But I need to get out of Vegas. I need to get out of this country. Because, as we all can imagine, they're deranged. The elites are deranged. Right? Politicians are deranged. They said they will not stop until they are dead. You know? And that's just not going to work for me. It's not gonna work for me, right? That doesn't bode with me, no. No, I insist that they stop, right? I'm not a fucking toy. I'm not a nobody, right? I'm not somebody that doesn't matter. I'm a U.S. citizen on U.S. soil being raped, tortured, and terrorized by a terrorist organization in my country. It just happens to be comprised of 90% of the adults, more than 90. Right? This is not legal. This is not okay, right? And I do not consent to any of this. Right? I want to go. Right? I want to leave America for good. Right? I'm no fool. I'm not looking back. Pillar of salt. Pillar of salt. But I'm not going to sit here and tolerate this. Y'all have lost your ever-loving fucking minds. You have lost your fucking minds. Right? Coming for the wrong one. The wrong one, bitch. I'm blameless. Y'all are fucked up. You're fucking devil worshippers. You're so fucked up for doing this shit. All for what? I should be at home with my kid right now. What was the fucking point of this? Y'all gonna show up and show out? What, you gonna bully me into submission, bitch? I told you I do not concede. Right? How many times do I have to fucking say it before it gets through your fucking skull? You're not going toe to toe with me. You'll die trying, though. You'll die trying. I've had enough of this fucking terror attack, right? I've had enough of this chomo ring. Enough is enough. Right? I'm a human being. I have human rights. You know, you have violated every single right. You've stripped me of every single right to be on the planet. Get the fuck off my fucking planet, bitch. Ain't no way. Ain't no way, bitch. What gave you divine authority to go ahead and do that to people like me? To anybody? Nothing. Right? You just told yourself you were special and important and that you had the capability or the right to strip me of my human rights. Bitch, you don't. Bitch, you don't. Toe to toe. Toe to toe. Right? You don't step toe to toe to me. Right? Your whole fucking gang will go down in a goddamn fucking fiery blaze. I'm not even fucking playing with you. The whole gang. You need to release my daughter. You need to release Brett. You need to release Brittany. Right? And you need to do that tonight. And we're leaving the country. We're going into witness protection. Right? And we are going to be far away from the fucking CIA and from the fucking clones, clowns, and bots that have infested the United States of America, these Nazi bots. Oh, hell no, bitch. Y'all ain't got no motherfucking skinwalker robots coming after me in my fucking comment section, do you? So I can't do tarot readings for $5, bitch, so that I can buy a pack of cigarettes, ho? Really? Really? You gonna block me out like that? Ah, bitch, no, you're not. See, no, you're not. Right? I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna show you, no, you're not. Right? Because you're not in charge of the motherfucking planet, bitch. Right? You need to step the fuck down and find something else to do with your fucking day other than stalk me and think of new ways to torment me, bitch, because it ain't fucking working. It ain't fucking happening. Right? You're gonna cut this shit out with me. You're gonna cut this shit out. I'm not standing for this. Are you insane? You were gonna get me out of this fucking country, right? And we're gonna be able to go wherever the fuck we wanna go. Me, my daughter, Brett, and Britney Spears. Right? Because we have had enough of this fucking cult. Are you serious right now? It's so played out.
is so played out, bitch, and you're fucking with the wrong one. Boy, son, you're coming for the wrong one. I got magical abilities that'll blow your fucking mind, bitch. Prepare to be the fuck amazed, bitch. Shit you ain't got. You ain't never heard of this shit, bitch. No, bitch, you have not. Like I said, I'm not even gonna look at comments, but I need somebody just to leave me a little snark, because I'm gonna show you, bitch. I'm gonna show you what's up, just like I showed that fucking Nazi dog face fucking blonde bitch. What's up? Right? Bitch. Wait, just wait till her mental health collapse. It's gonna be epic. We're gonna love to see it. We're gonna love to see it. Why? Because you don't call me crazy, bitch. You don't tell me to seek social services, bitch. After what I went through trying to save your life. And I'm over trying to tell you I got pertinent information. And you just want all the clout and glory with your fucking dog ass looking face. Okay, bitch. How about this? I'm gonna show you what God thinks about your clout and your glory. Pancake, bitch. Ooh, confirmation. With a gunshot. Pancake, bitch. Food for the rats and the roaches. Right? You don't play with me. You don't play with me. Right? I need to leave the country. I need my daughter, my cats, my friend Brett and Brittany. Right? And you're not gonna rape us anymore. You're done with that. You're gonna find something else to do with your day. You got a lot on your hands. And I think that it's time that you guys man up, woman up, and handle these problems like adults. For once, because you're acting like little fucking punks. Head in the sand, keying, ass pat after fucking ass pat right into your fucking grave. What am I watching? What is this? Like I said, this is some Alfred Hitchcock special. You know? It's deranged. I can't make sense of it. And it's the whole population. They're all in complete denial and delusion about what is happening. And if you try to tell them what is happening, they get hostile and want to fight you. I don't get it. I don't get it. Did you not want to know? Because that guy, that bum on the corner, you know, he got all hostile with me because I was telling him, like, Vegas is out of water. You need to think about this. I was being nice. I didn't have to tell him anything because he's just a dumb bum, right? Let him find out the hard way, right? But I'm a nice person, right? So I'm giving him the heads up. Like, Vegas probably isn't going to be the safest spot. Look at this, look at that. Met with only hostility. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear, well, it is bad news. It is bad news. Yeah. But the hostility is what always surprises me. Like, hey, I didn't do this to you. I'm telling you, I didn't do this to you. I'm just trying to warn you so that you can make a decision as to whether you want to stay here or go somewhere else, especially someone like him who can easily buy a bus ticket with all the money he makes sitting over there all day, you know? He has nothing holding him here. He has only a book bag. So for him, it was very easy to escape. And it's met with hostility. Even though I say Vegas is out of water, and initially everybody says, yeah, can you believe that? Blah, blah, blah. They know. And then as soon as you start to talk about the implications, what that actually means, they get hostile. I'm so perplexed. They don't want to be told that they needed to conserve resources. It's too late now. They don't even want to think about that. They want to live the life of luxury where nothing is restricted, nothing is limited, right? Everything, the world is their oyster. They're parasites, and they give nothing back. Nothing. They just take. So it's not easy to feel bad for you guys, right? I don't feel sorrow that you're going extinct. I don't feel sympathy because you don't have sympathy for children, innocent victims. So I'm mirroring your energy. I don't feel remorse about anything. I didn't do anything wrong, but it's not like, oh man, there was some, I guess, remorse about like the things that I wanted to see on the planet that I didn't get to see. You know, things like Tokyo, Vietnam. I never went to Italy. I never went to Greece. And now Italy is like about to go right in the lake of fire. Literally. And Japan's gonna be under the sea. And, you know, I don't get to see this stuff now. So I was kind of remorseful about that. Like, oh, there were things I wanted to do and see in my lifetime that I didn't get to do and see. It was all taken from me. Every bit of it. I've been robbed. And I have been doing this trafficking thing now I've been trafficked my whole life, but to the streets for 3 years. While I sit here and do nothing. What? You know? They've got me restricted on every level. I'm not allowed to do anything. Like, no, this isn't right. I'm not going to live here. I'm not going to live here. I don't submit to Nazis. Right? I don't align with Nazis. I'm not going to have my life look like this because Nazis decided that that's how it was going to be. Terrorists in my country. That's not going to fly. Like I said, I'll leave the country. Right? You can have it. You stole it fair and square. I don't want anything to do with this place. But in order for me to get to that point, I have to leave. And then I'll be out of your hair. Right? I won't be whistleblowing anymore. I'll be too busy playing with my kid. Right? I don't give a fuck anymore, guys. Right? This game is over. Doing this to me is not helping you. It's only making you feel better because you're about to go to hell. And so you want to make my life a living hell. And I don't agree. I don't think so. Right? I'm not going to hell on this earth or anywhere else. I didn't do a damn thing to deserve to go to hell. And I didn't do a damn thing to deserve to be treated like this by this country either. But here we are. You know. I already told you, I can't leave Vegas. I'm not coming to Seattle. There was just a 5.7 magnitude earthquake on the Cascadia Fault, right by Seattle. Mount St. Helens is erupting. Okay, and that's not the only volcanic eruption occurring over there. The West Coast is about to rupture, and I'm not going to be the one protecting it, and neither is Brittany, or Brett, or my daughter, right? We're not staying in this country. Again, you're telling me, oh, you can have a tiny home and plenty of food. I am blacklisted. I'm blacklisted. I'm not allowed to have any shelter. Even if I called and they said, yeah, we've got shelter available like they did in Vegas, you get there and they turn you away, right? I'm not sleeping on the streets in Seattle. And if that were the case, why would you have anybody sleeping on your streets? There's so many homeless people in Seattle. It's a drug haven, an open air drug market, right? I don't need that. Right, and I'm not being a dick. I hate America. There's nothing left. Seattle's not a great city, right? It's a dump. It's infested with pedophiles and cockroach people and drug addicts and bums, right? There's nothing good there. Zombie infested wasteland, and that's the whole country, right? I'm not going anywhere else in America. I am going to be leaving the United States. Fuck this country. Fuck these people. Fuck your greedy asses. You want to sit here and let me starve? That's funny to you? Bitch, I'm out. You starve. Y'all aren't going to keep playing me like this. Right? Playing in my face like this. Bitch, I didn't do nothing to you. Right? You came for an innocent person, not just minding my own fucking business, bitch. No, you didn't. Oh, but you did. Right? And not only that, I was trying to save your fucking life. No, bitch. No, bitch. I'm not staying here. This is just snakes. Right? It's a pit of fucking vipers. Snakes. Right? Snaking each other out. Snakety snake, snake. Well, while you're fucking doing that, right, go ahead and get me the fuck up out this bitch. There's fucking gunshots going off left, right, and fucking center all night long. And I'm in a nice side of town. Right? There's shootouts at the fucking Walmart. Bitch, this shit is lawless. This shit is fucking crazy. Right? This is Miami level fucking bullshit. I'm not here to be in your fucking shootout, GTA, whatever the fuck video game you got going on over here in Vegas. Right? I got better shit to do than sit around here all day with my thumb up my fucking ass. What the fuck did you think I was gonna be doing? You know? What'd you think I was gonna do? Cave, collapse, give in, concede, beg you to work with me? Bitch, please, bitch, I hope you fucking die right now. Confirmation. I would never work with you. Right? You're terrorists. You have been terrorizing children. There's no working with you. You're deranged. Sentence is death to everybody involved. Everybody involved. I am, though, you're going to leave me alone. I am going to be left alone. right? I'm gonna get to live like a normal person inside a structure that's not a fucking institution or a jail. Out of this country. I'm gonna have a door I can lock to keep out fucking bums and weirdos and to keep people from urinating on me in the middle of the fucking night. America, urinating on me for trying to save your lives. Get out. You're done. You're done. You're not holding me hostage. I'm not gonna be here. What do you think this is? What do you think this is? A game? This is not a fucking game, bitch. And I'm not your fucking puppet. I'm nothing to you, and you're nothing to me. Like you never fucking existed. That's where you're at in my brain, right? You don't live rent-free in my head, bitch. I'm just trying to tell you, you're not holding me hostage. While you sit here and mock and gawk me and starve me out, bitch, and watch me fucking roast in this hot fucking sun. And what? For what? No, bitch. Wrong answer. Wrong answer. You took it too far. You crossed every fucking line. Right? There's no coming back from this shit with me. You're Nazis. You're crazy. You're insane. Nazis. Shit. Yeah. The world don't like Nazis, bitch. You didn't see that shit with like World War II and shit? You didn't see that? They hate Nazis, bro. Adolf Hitler was the most hated person on earth, and y'all all decided to model yourselves after him. I gotta go. I gotta go. Because clearly, the United States has lost their fucking mind. I mean, they have gone full-fledged deranged. They all think they're Adolf Hitler. And that this is Auschwitz for children. That's derangement to me. How deranged do you have to be? America. I'm about to get off because I've had the fucking, I'm telling you right now, this shit is a fucking joke. Bitch, this is a joke. Right? This shit is so poorly managed. Man, would you expect this place looking like this? Damn. And y'all want to live in squalor like that? I guess so. But not no more, right? You're not going to need to worry about that. Because you're not going to be living here on this planet. Right? And that's the choices that y'all made for yourselves by letting this corruption get to this point. Right? You're sitting here watching on the television as they cause global famine and making asspat jokes about it. Like that's not gonna impact you. Right? I'm out. Y'all too dumb for me. You're too dumb for me. Right? It couldn't be me. No, there's not going to be no 15-minute cities or digital dystopia. That was all a pipe dream. All of that was a pipe dream. It was all bullshit. This is the max capacity we're getting as far as technology and development goes. They are too corrupt to be trusted with any further technology. Any technology that they're afforded they corrupt and use for destruction of humanity and the planet. And so now this is it. They're cut off. What they have is what they have. They will not be able to advance in any way, shape, or form. No. I mean, yeah, I'm going to be real with you. Most people are not going to see Christmas. And that's a lot of people. So does that mean, again, I don't pick the day and the hour. God picks the day and the hour of your death. But do not bank on a Christmas. And they told you guys that too. They said that on global news. And I'm pointing it out and people are like, huh? I'm like, bitch, the damage that they've caused, they're trying to tell you they caused an extinction event. You're not going to see Christmas. You know? And that's pushing it. We're in July. I'm telling you, they had thought Yellowstone was going to blow last June. That is how long extension God has given you guys. Over a year. And now you're at the point in the dregs where it's like, there's nothing left. There's no water, there's no food. You know, y'all ain't got shit. And what do you want God to do? Replenish that for you. Fix that for you. So that you continue this pedophile ring. No. No. It's extinction. So, yeah, guys. You know, this is another reason they're trying to accelerate, like, the food supply and stuff. Because they really have these great plans to do, like, the mark of the beast. And, you know how they like to reenact, like, all prophecies and stuff like that. So, they've got all this stuff they want to do to you guys before they die. And they haven't accepted their death either. They're in denial. Like I said, I saw Patricia Walls the other day in a dream, and she was like, I'm gonna live forever. I'm gonna live forever. I'm not gonna die. I'm not gonna die. I'm not gonna die. Right? And that's not true. She's gonna die and go to hell, where she belongs. So is everybody else. My entire family is hellbound. And that's where they deserve to be. I got nothing left. Right? You guys have profited off of me greatly. Right? You've had a wonderful time off of my blood money. And now it's all done. There's nothing else to do, right? There's nothing else to profit. It's all going in the lake of fire. So I'm going to be leaving one way or another. You know? And like I said, you guys can deal, you can reap what you've sown. You know? But don't say nobody tried to help you, because I sure the fuck did. You know, and I'm living in an actual hell. Right? This is hell. For doing that. This is the thanks I get from America. And I don't want thanks. I wanted you guys to stand up and do something. But you never did. And now we're here. Right? So you can keep up this clown show as long as you want. This facade. Right? You can delude yourselves into thinking everything's going to be fine and you're going to be doing this and you're going to be, but you're dying. I don't care what you do. I don't care where you evacuate to. I don't care about any of that. Y'all are going to hell. You're going in the lake of fire. right where you belong, right? So, again, you can attempt to extend your life. By releasing me, Brett, Emmy, Brittany, today. Because if you just ignore this one again, there's going to be consequences. And eventually, your clock's going to run out. You're not keeping me hostage, America. I didn't do anything. I'm not your little Jew that you're going to keep in a cage and traffic around the country. No. I'm not your rape victim. No, I'm not. Right? I'm not a toy. You're going to have to find something else to do. And you have plenty to do. Plenty to do. Plenty to think about. Right? You don't have much time. But you do have your hands full. Right? With all these problems. Right? All these things that could have been easily avoided. But, just delude ourselves into thinking that we can be as corrupt as we want, and that'll be fine. No, that's not fine. Anyway, I demand you motherfuckers release me. I demand it. I'm not playing games with you no more. Right? You're not gonna fucking starve me out, roast me up in the hot sun, bitch, please. After everything I've already been through, nah, bitch. I'm leaving this fucking dump. And y'all can fucking fend for yourselves. Right? And that's gonna be the end of the relationship between me and the United States of America. I can't believe you guys. Anyway, I need you to come get me tonight. Well, I don't need you to come get me. I need you to send in Brett. But kid. Right? Because there's going to be consequences, guys. I mean, like I said, I just think about getting pissed off at that fucking Nazi dog face bitch. And it's like, I can't help it. I want that bitch crying. I want her to lose her fucking mind on the YouTube. It's funny. It's funny because you guys keep thinking that you're gonna keep coming for me, and you're not. And you're most definitely not gonna keep coming for my kid. We're gonna have peace on earth, bitch, for once in our lives. It's been robbed. Right? My whole life, 44 years. Robbed, not one day of peace. No, bitch. I'm about to go have some peaceful ass days with my kid. Right? And that's how we're gonna ride out our time. And y'all could just do whatever you're gonna do over here. Not my business. I'm not even included anyway. Y'all keep telling me I need to leave the country. I need to get out of your country if I don't like it. Guess what? I'm gonna get out of your country because I don't like it. Right? I don't like what you're doing to kids. I don't like how you're treating me. Right? I don't like your Diddy party lifestyle built off the blood of children. No, I don't like it. Right? I don't like dealing with the public. This is so nasty. Everybody's a fucking snake, a loser. Right? I don't like it. Right? I don't like your Nazi rules and regime. Right? Or I'm not allowed to do this and I'm not allowed to do that. Bitch, I'm allowed to do whatever the fuck I want. I'm a grown ass fucking woman. Right? I have freedom. You're not taking that away from me, bitch. You could try it. But like I said, you're gonna end up with that fucking Nazi dog face bitch. I will have you in tears. Lose it, goodbye.
because I'm done. I'm done. You know, so I suggest your cult make a decision now, right? You are so, I can't believe I'm still sitting here. I cannot believe I'm still sitting here trying to, look at me, trying one last time to convince them, hey, the wrath of God is upon your head, right? Buy yourself some time, maybe. And they're still sitting there, forearm inserted directly up their assholes. Right? Looking stupid, looking low, feeling foolish. Feeling dumb. Why? Because they know they did this to themselves. And I don't know what they thought tormenting me was gonna accomplish, other than making themselves feel better, right? But that's not gonna work. I will have you crying. You're not gonna be feeling better, right? You don't get to feel better, bitch. This is the consequences of your actions, right? I didn't do this to you. Right? And part of that consequence is that you don't get to feel better, right? You get to go down to your grave knowing that this is happening because you're an asshole. And you chose to be an asshole in this lifetime with your free will that God gave you, that He gives everyone. Right? But you're done being an asshole to me. Right? I'm not your punching bag. I didn't do this to you. I begged you to stop doing this to yourself. You didn't want to listen. And this isn't my kid's problem. And this isn't Brett's problem either. Nor is it Brittany's. We didn't do this to you. Right? You did this to yourselves. But we're most definitely not going to be getting you out of it. Right? Not after everything you've put us through. Oh, no. I don't think any one of us would be willing to get you out of it at this point. You know what I mean? Even if we could, which we can't. You did the experiment. You wanted to see if you could intentionally incite the wrath of God. And what would happen? Well, you did it, and this is what happens. Everybody dies. Everybody dies. The whole fucking gang. The whole fucking crew. The whole fucking clique, right? And you get to go to hell together singing Kumbaya. Right? You and your buddies. Right? And that is, again, not my business, nor is it my problem. Shouldn't have been raping kids. Right? That's not good. Right? That will get you, that'll, I'm telling you, bad karma. Bad karma. Right? And that's what's happening now. But your karma is not my karma. I stood up for the kids. I stand toe to toe with you guys because you're preying upon children with no plans of stopping. And I'm not here to stop you. I'm just here to tell you,
You're being stopped. Right? So you're going to leave me alone. And just do you, boo. Right? Do you until the cows come home. Do you until the fat lady sings. Right? I'm not stopping you. Right? But you're going to leave me alone. Right? You have as much fun as you can squeeze into this lifetime. Right? But that's not my business. That's not my problem. Right? I don't want anything to do with it. And you're going to leave me alone. You're going to leave me alone. I demand it. This isn't a joke. Y'all take everything as a joke. Right? Life itself is a joke. Is it? I need my kid back. Tonight. We need to leave the country now. We're no longer playing these games with you. We would never play these games. We didn't sign up for games. Right? I signed up to support the United States of America, the Constitution, the military, right? What I thought was freedom and liberty and justice for all. I didn't sign up for this. It's not my job to ass pat you, to babysit you, to keep you safe, to be your mommy, right? To give you all the prophecies and you can hide them from the rest of the world, right? So that you can just continue the suicide mission that you're on. You know, I'm not here for that. That's not why I came to the planet. You know, I got some bad news to deliver, but first I need a break. Right? I've been doing this for 3 years. Hard combat in my own country, unarmed civilian, on foot, solo female. Not one person had my back. Fighting an entire regime of Nazis. And nobody supported me, nobody cared, nobody had my back. You mocked me, you made fun of me, you laughed while I starved and suffered. And for that, now you get to deal with the Nazis. Right? You get to see firsthand what they're capable of. I've already seen it. Right? But now you guys get to live that experience as well. And that's not my fucking problem. Right? But I need to go. Because this is a wash. And this is stupid. Right? And this is a dump. This is not going to be the last city standing on Earth, I assure you. I assure you they are out of water. There's 0% chance God is even remotely close to saving Sin City. That was never going to be a thing. But they have incited the fury of the Lord, and they're about to see that fury unleashed. Because I need to get out of here. Right? This ain't my fucking hood. This ain't my fucking problem. I don't fucking know these people, man. Fuck this shit all the way around. Fuck you and your fucking homeless shelter. Fuck you and your fucking food bank. Fuck you and everything and everybody. Fuck your job at Applebee's. Fuck you. I'm too good for... I'm way too good to work in your city. Trust me. Trust me. Y'all don't get employees like me. Anyways, I gotta go. I'm getting off here. I'm so fucking tired. I'm done. It's so hot out here.
I wouldn't miss a step on. Can't afford to. I mean, if you want to do your mark of the beast and all that, because that rips, you're not doing that. You will not be able to get control of anything. That'll cause complete turmoil. You know, you've got these dreams of being out there, you know, with the lines of people all organized and robot. No, that rips. You're not going to be able to get anything organized. It'll be a motherfucking bloodbath within hours. And I'm not here for it. Right. But just think, because if you lose all of us, right, what happens then? It's game over.